Are you Reggie? Because my body is Reggie.
No.
Really? Just no?
Just no.
Anyway, what were we talking about, Dark?
Napalm wants to do the top 10 worst Superman, the top 10 worst superhero movies. Hey, Napalm.
Hi.
Matt.
We were just talking about the list you wanted to talk about.
I haven't made. I'm like it. I got 3.
But me and Nisa dropped like 15 titles.
Oh, but these are things I got like my top 3. That's the other thing too. I'm gonna figure out where Red Brown Captain America would go.
I got disconnected from the server.
I feel so sorry for fucking Christopher Lee in that second one. He must have been really low on cash to do that movie.
He was.
And he dies to like the most awkward death. He already looks old, and he dies from old age.
I'm saying it now. I'm putting the first one on my list.
No fight scenes. Like, the most action you see is he pushes a hunk of meat, and it knocks 2 guys over.
Look, they fucked up the Red Skull.
Yep.
Like, Christopher Lee was like he was playing a nobody who gives a shit villain. So as bad as that was, it's like, they didn't fuck over your most iconic fucking villain.
What, the Red Skull?
Yeah.
He is the dreaded Red Skull. Is that it? Really, Matt?
No, I'm looking at my list. I'm going screw attack rules again. Although there is going to be one cheat on the list. Because there's a tie, and I can't fucking decide which movie's worse.
Are you going to do the She-Hulk movie?
There's a She-Hulk movie?
There was a She-Hulk movie?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
I don't remember that one.
Why?
It's horrible.
She-Hulk goes
Hang
Broadway?
on, I'll grab it off of YouTube.
She-Hulk goes Broadway.
Okay, I got 6 right now.
Wow, they don't even have that.
Your dogs are dying, Matt.
That's my nephew.
Oh.
He's just making sounds.
Oh. There's your dog. Oh, shit.
Okay, is this the movie? Nope. Alright, I'm going to have to look at the wiki page to get this.
Guys, come on!
Okay, Brigitte Nielsen played She-Hulk.
Is this a porn?
Nope. After the 2 television projects for She-Hulk described failed to materialize, a live-action motion picture was planned in the early 1990s with Larry Cohen as writer and director. 10 months later, Brigitte Nielsen was announced as set to play in Cohen's film. She even posed for photos dressed both as She-Hulk and her alter ego, Jennifer Waters. The movie was never shown. Yeah, I'll grab the picture. And it's horrible what she looks like.
Brigitte Nielsen?
There's the TV version, TV movie for the Fantastic Four. That one was horrible.
Let's
see. Film. There we go. Let's see. Right here. B movie.
Was she a B-movie celebrity?
Howard the Ducks.
Here's the 1994 Fantastic Four movie. It had a $1 million budget.
The Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah.
Is this 1 or 2?
This is the one from 1994, before the big blockbuster movies from 2005. Wow, this one is ranked higher than Batman and Robin, Steel, Virus, and Red Sonja in the Wizard magazine's top 50 comic movies of all time, and some so bad you just got to go see them.
Is that a newer list, or was that like when Wizards was still around and relevant?
2008.
Wizards of the Coast?
Yeah, Wizards. It's from the November 2008 list in Wizards magazine. Let's see. Clint Morris of Film Threat magazine said that the copy of film he obtained was terribly low budget, and yes, it's horribly campy and feebly performed. But it, even if it does resemble Toxic Avenger more so than, say, Spider-Man, the script isn't actually all that bad, and some of the actors, notably Michael Bailey Smith, are actually quite good here, and with an extra polish, I think they may have been able to release this thing. And Michael Bailey Smith played the Thing.
I got him down. Now I just got to figure out where I'm gonna put him. Alright, so those two are going to be honorable mentions. Because they were doomed from the start. There was no way these two movies were going to be good.
Which ones?
I'm not telling you yet. I want you guys to be surprised for the most part. I'll say this much now. I didn't put Dark Knight Rises on here, even though I fucking goddamn hate that movie. Because I'm not too pig-headed enough to be like, well, fucking other people are just scum who don't fucking know a good thing.
So you're not TJ?
Yeah. I'm not gonna let...
Wait, did he hate The Dark Knight Rises?
No, but TJ typically takes the attitude if you don't like a movie, it's because you're stupid and you can't appreciate it. That's how I felt about Prometheus.
I know he stood, like, he put The Dark Knight on a pedestal and said that it's like one of the greatest movies of our generation.
Of course he did. He's also an ANCAP libertarian, so I'm not really surprised. Or at least, he's just an ANCAP libertarian, just not in name, really. Shit, missed. Ooh.
What other horrible movies did they have?
Oh, I got my 10.
What's that?
You want to do the video now? Say fuck it.
Sure, if you want.
What video?
Remember how I did my top 10 high-class gaming?
You want to wait till Rob is here?
Wait,
Rob
they made a
doesn't-
Man-Thing movie?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yep.
on my list.
Oh, I remember that one.
Have you seen Swamp Thing yet?
Yep, I remember the original Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Didn't know they made a second one. Toxic Avengers sucked balls.
As a cartoon, you can't count that, though.
No,
The live action.
They made a
Wow, Toxic fucking Avenger was awesome.
The live action one was horrible.
What, did you just go in expecting it to be like the fucking cartoon? It's a
that was
movie.
I saw that before I saw the cartoon.
Well, it's supposed to be bad, Darth.
Who makes a movie so it's bad and nobody wants to watch it?
It's just violence and fucking tits for the sake of violence and tits. That movie was awesome.
Okay, just because of that, Napalm, I'm going to bring that up. If there's any movies that I like that's on your list, I'm just going to be like, why'd you put that there? You like Toxic Avenger. That sucks worse than X movie. Or
I don't
why?
think there's... Okay, Kaylin, are you recording?
I'll record in a second. Hold on.
Alright. I don't think there's a fucking single one you like on here.
I like Constantine.
That's not on here.
Okay, good, because
here's the reason.
Niece is kind of meh when it comes to that kind of thing.
Here's the reason. Yeah, Constantine is a horrible movie compared to the comic, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's read the fucking comic.
Yeah, like if in its own, I don't see
on
it
its
as a
own
comic movie. I see it as its own movie.
On its own, as its own thing, it's bad, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. What's the other movie? I like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie. I'm sorry, I do.
Why?
It's got Dolph Lundgren, and he actually looked pretty close to the comic books back for the 80s.
Basically, Matt, Darth likes anything that was made, pretty much, if it's in the 80s, he loves it. If it was made after the 80s, he hates it.
How do I hate the Avengers, Iron Man, the new the 2004 Punisher with, oh god, what's his name?
I just call him like a season, Darth. I call him like a season, Darth.
Tom something. Fuck, I forgot his name. Yeah, the 2004 one. Warzone sucked. I liked all the Iron Man movies except for 3. I liked the Captain America movie. I'm kind of lukewarm on the Thor movie because that was pretty much like...
This will probably interest you guys. My top 5, mostly Marvel movies.
No.
Think about that one.
Not really hugely surprised, to be completely honest with you, Matt.
Watch, Thor's going to be number 1, or Avengers.
No. There's nothing. There's like no douchebag picks on here. These are all legitimately bad movies. But
the top 5 bad movies that you like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The top 5 bad movies I hate.
Shit.
The top 5 is mostly Marvel movies.
One of them is probably going to be Fantastic Four.
One of them might be up there.
Probably Rise of the Silver Surfer. God, that was awful. When they put all their powers into Johnny.
What the fuck? I keep feeding them. Stop feeding them. I love the conversation thing on.
So I do have one. I do have my Constantine pick, right? Because remember why I said I didn't include Constantine? Because it sucked compared to the comics, but the comics are fairly fucking not read.
Yeah.
I did include one guy on here who is the comics are awesome, but they're not read, but the movie is so fucking horrible, it's I had to at least include this one. I had to at least include it. So that's kind of my, obscure fucking, pick. Because, you could make an argument for Crow 2. That would be a pick because nobody read the fucking Crow comic books. But then again, look, Crow 2 sucked compared to the first Crow.
Oh, the Crow. Okay. Because when you said Crow 2, I was like...
What in the fuck is the Crow?
The Crow is the only movie that Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, was in. Basically, and his... Really?
Brandon Lee was actually in a lot of movies. That was going to be his breakout movie.
Oh, okay.
That was going to be the movie where he basically was going to be his father. He finally was stepping out of his father's shadow. Because up until that point, he was in a lot of B, sci-fi, action movies and shit.
Alright. Well, Callan's basically, in this world,
he wasn't that.
I think it's Chicago or Detroit. It's somewhere around there. Alright, so it's Chicago. It's like the dystopian future where the gangs rule over everything. And the Crow, I forgot his real name before he became the Crow, but him and his girlfriend or fiance have a break-in. This gang comes in, they start beating him up, and then they proceed. I think they rape his girlfriend and kill her, and then they kill him. And so this mystical Crow comes and resurrects him and makes him this kind of like an undead kind of hero.
Yeah, he's He's an avatar of vengeance.
And so he needs to find rest, or to go into the afterlife, he needs to exact revenge on the people who destroyed his life. And he does, and it's pretty badass. He died, though, during the production of the first movie.
Yeah, because
somebody loaded a live round into the blanks.
What happened was and they don't do this anymore. They used to do this because it would save a lot of time and money. They would make their own blanks by shooting off live rounds and then taking the cartridges and filling them back up to create blanks. And one of the bullets got lodged in a gun and they didn't know it. So when they shot that gun, the bullet was still in there, and it acted like a real bullet. And it killed him.
Damn.
So a bullet was in a gun, but they didn't know the bullet was in the gun, and they shot the gun, the bullet came out, and it acted like a bullet, and it killed someone? I don't understand. I just came in halfway through.
Exactly. You're in luck, Ange. We're going to be doing a video.
We are?
Hot diggity dog!
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be doing, I hate Man of Steel, right? I hated it. I hated that fucking movie so goddamn much.
Yeah, I saw.
So, but some people are saying, this is the worst superhero movie ever, and I'm like, no. No. Not by a long fucking shot. I could take my own personal hatred out of shit to actually look at the bigger picture on something. Except for when it comes to Google. Hail China.
Hail China.
Also, Spain and France are starting to go after Google. So they're cool in my book now. I don't know why. I just saw that they were going after Google, and I was like, yes!
I call it the Napalm Coalition of the Willing.
I'm fucking now. You know what? I'm proud of my French-Canadian ancestor now.
Were you Welsh?
Because the French at least have the courage to go up against the internet tyrant that is Google.
But
are we recording this?
No, hold on.
Okay.
Let me start recording now.
Okie dokie.
I'm recording.
Okay, so fucking hi everybody. So, it's fucked up. I just actually stated the reason why I'm doing this, and I fucking already forgot it. Damn you, man.
Remember, kids, don't do marijuana, because marijuana makes you napalm.
Yeah, you'll end up like me, forgetting everything. You'll be like, who are you guys? Where am I?
And you'll have the need to yell, who are you guys? You know
what'd be horrifying? Okay, this is off topic, but you know what, fuck it, it's a napalm video, so, this is perfect for a napalm video. You know what'd be the worst punishment ever to do to people?
What's that?
Make them forget what poop is. How fucking terrifying would that be if, every day you were just like, what's coming out of me? What is it?
How did we even enter this conversation? I don't
know. I think
marijuana is the answer to that question.
So anyways, I hated Man of Steel. Anybody who saw my review of it or has talked to me over the last couple of days knows I hated that fucking movie. I hated it so fucking much. But I'm willing to actually go beyond my personal hatred for things other than Google and actually look at a bigger picture. And a lot of people are saying Superman Man of Steel is the worst superhero movie ever, and it's not. And to prove that, I've gotten a panel of experts. By experts, I mean just random people who were on Skype at the time. Kalitz, Angelic, and Darth.
Alright. Two people who don't make videos anymore, and another person who no one really cares about.
And I fucking put together a quick, dirty list off the top of my head of the worst movies ever. So, fucking let's get into this. And I decided to do it this way because, half the fun of doing these lists is just bitching with everybody, especially Kalitz.
Why especially me, Matt?
you're nonsensical in your arguments. Like,
I'm
oh, you got some of the best games ever on your top 10 list. Oh, get out of the grave, old man.
I'm just saying, you should. Like, the games existed before, like, the fucking N64.
This is, again, off topic, but I was thinking of doing a video about how, like, fuck AAA games, because, like, let's be honest, who gives a shit about Dishonored anymore? Remember how that was shoved down people's fucking throats? It's like, this is gonna be the greatest game ever, it's gonna change everything. Who the fuck's talking about it now? Nobody.
People still talk with Skyrim, but not fucking Dishonored. Nobody cares about fucking Dishonored.
Exactly. So fucking, like, again, like, before I get more off topic, let's get into this. So first up, I'm doing my honorable mentions, because these two movies were doomed from the fucking start. There was no way these movies were gonna be good. And that is Howard the Duck and Man-Thing.
I have a sinking feeling that, like, this list is gonna be a bunch of shit I've never heard of in my life.
Nah, there's gonna be some things.
Howard the Duck was a terrible movie.
Yeah, Howard the Duck, like, the only really redeeming thing about Howard the Duck is it had duck tits in it.
No,
I did not need to
that's
know
not
that.
redeeming. That is not redeeming at all, Napalm. They had a partial sex scene with a humanoid alien duck and a human.
Actually, that sounds a lot better than I thought it would be, just for the pure
And that
funny
shit was
factor.
fucked up. And that... Sorry, I just took a hit. That would have made it a better movie if they kept doing that, because that was like the subversive shit that was in Howard Duck, because Howard the Duck at the time was Deadpool before Deadpool.
I'm sorry, but I don't care if, like, duck tits are supposed to be artistic, they're still duck tits.
I'm just saying, like, if they had gone into the more, like, weird subversive fucking shit in the whole, like, hey, look, an anthropomorphic animal is living in the world of humans, like, how would this actually fucking really go? So, like, yeah, that movie was doomed from the start, because they were like, oh, it's got an anthropomorphic duck, let's market it to kids. And plus, let's be honest, that was George Lucas. That was probably the start of his fucking downhill spiral, was Howard the Duck. Let's be completely honest here. Howard the Duck was the beginning of the end for George Lucas.
Fuck you people. You people are fucking useless.
But the real reason it's not on the list is Darth kind of fucking pointed it out, was Howard the Duck's not really a superhero movie. Like, Howard the Duck's not a superhero. And Man-Thing was a made-for-TV sci-fi movie. So, like, right there, that was doomed from the fucking goddamn get-go. Like, there's no fucking way a made-for... Like, what's the greatest made-for-fucking TV sci-fi channel original movie? Sharktopus? Because it's so fucking goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah, Sharktopus.
They were going to do the Thing movie as a made-for-TV movie on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, but that was in the early 90s when sci-fi was good.
Sci-fi was never good.
And now you have, like, Mansquito. I remember that.
No, sci-fi used to be good because, you know, they brought back Sliders and Farscape and fucking Babylon 5.
But
And
Sliders
Mystery Science Theater.
Sliders was always awful, though.
We're not friends anymore, Caleb. I don't even know you.
Sliders was awful. I've seen it from season 1 all the way up until they were gonna go all the way up until the last episode when all the original characters were replaced, except for the religious black guy who became an atheist.
Haters gonna hate Caleb's.
Callan, what's
Watched everything.
So is that like the life story of Kalance?
Wait, Callan, what was the show that you watched all the Smallville.
I didn't watch all seasons of Smallville. That's all like 2.
You always praise Darkseid and all that. You're always talking about him.
Because it pisses off Matt. It's funny.
Not really. Like, I could give two shits about Darkseid. I'm like, whatever. Like, Thanos is cooler. Darkseid can suck a dick with his own mega beams. So anyways, getting into my actual list. Number 2, is The Crow 2. Like, that movie was fucking awful. And it doomed the Crow franchise from that point on to being, like, made for fucking video. And, like, the first Crow is fucking great. It really is. It's a great little, like, revenge fucking movie. And it's got some, like, the final fight with, like, the Crow and the main villain dude fucking on the roof and, like, just in the rain and shit. That's, like, a really great fight scene. And Brandon Lee was pretty good. Too bad, like, incompetence on that movie set killed him. But like, fucking Crow 2 is just like,
The Crow
like, how can we top the fucking original? Let's give the bad guy the Crow powers.
The Crow is what happens when you give, like, a kid who shops at Hot Topics magical powers, magical emo powers in the Crow's case. You know,
I gotta say, yeah, pretty much. It is a really emo movie. Like, it fucking is. Like, the entire soundtrack could be pure.
It's like, The Crow is like My Chemical Romance threw up all over a fucking superhero movie.
But The Crow, though, was a really good little fucking revenge movie. Like, Crow 2, it's just like, it's just like, the song is cool.
What's wrong with the villains having comparable powers to the Crow, though?
It's just retarded how he gets them. It's like, I'm gonna kill the Crow, and then I'm gonna get the power of the Crow by killing it.
So he killed the Crow, got his powers, and then it was like Crow.
No, he didn't kill the Crow, the person. He killed the Crow, the Crow.
And then he became a Crow.
Bird.
Okay, and then he became a Crow.
And then the Crow, like, even though he still had the powers somehow, like the power of love or something prevailed, and he ended up crucifying the black dude who was the villain in this movie, and then a bunch of crows flew through his chest and they died.
Okay, so, oh yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool how the Crow actually had villains who weren't like, who were actually, it had a kind of a diverse cast of villains, I remember that. Like, in the first one, like, the second in command was a black dude, and the other one was like an Asian chick, and then the, like, first guy was like a white dude.
Yeah, they had, like, some really cool characters. Too bad, like, in the second one, it was just like, let's just make them all skeezy drug fiends. Brr. Except for the main villain, which I'll say it, the main villain, he would have been a cool villain in a better movie.
What, the
like,
Crow 2?
Yeah, but the Crow 2 overall, like, having a cool villain doesn't save your movie at the end. So next up, and I put this down low on the list because one thing, I didn't put Constantine on this list, which is highly regarded as one of the worst superhero movies, because Hellblazer, while a very good comic, is fairly obscure.
I just want everybody to keep in mind that Matt, or Napalm, has no taste because he hates Man of Steel, which is like, a really good movie.
Dude, James, fucking Pope had to yell at you last night to stop, like, bitching at the movie while you were watching it.
Clearly, this did not happen. Clearly, this did not.
I wish James was here. He'd totally verify this. James, if you ever watch this video, in the comments, like, verify this point for me.
Like, clearly, this never happened. What I remember was that Matt was unfair Matt told me about the movie, and being the unbiased and impartial person that I am, I wanted to check it out, and what I saw was a fairly decent popcorn flick.
You kept yelling about why they were fighting in the Sears.
This, again, never happened. At least not from what I recall.
Okay, Napalm. I never understood how people consider Constantine a superhero when he has no superpowers in that movie.
He's got, in the comics, he's got some, and he goes up against supernatural forces. It's the same reason Batman's a superhero.
Constantine. Oh, that shitty movie with, wasn't it, like, filled with demons or angels or something?
Yeah, but here's the thing, as bad as Constantine was, there's another obscure DC comic character who got fucked more, and that was Jonah Hex. Because Jonah Hex could be a really... It could have been basically Django.
Jonah Hex was a movie about a cowboy with a disfigured face, isn't it?
Yeah, but in the movie, he has, like, spiritual powers for no reason. He can see the fucking dead and spirits and shit. And he has a horse with it's basically Sixth Sense mixed with Wild Wild West. It's fucking awful. And, like, the actual character Jonah Hex, like, you could do something with him.
Were there giant mechas in Jonah Hex too? Because there was a mech in Wild Wild West. Actually,
there was a horse with 2 fucking Gatling guns attached to it. Does that fucking count?
Was it robotic? If it's not robotic, then it doesn't count.
I can't remember. I only saw this movie once in theaters, and I was like, I'm never seeing this hunk of shit again.
Well, I will say,
Jonah Hex in the comics, like, there's nothing, like, particularly super heroic about him. He's kind of a scumbag. He fought for the Confederacy. He got his face fucked up. Sometimes by a cannonball, sometimes because another dude shot him in the face and betrayed him and stuff. And, like, he goes around as, like, a bounty hunter, kind of, you know, the man with no name-esque.
So why...
Just going around solving fucking problems with his gun and shit.
Why should I care about some cocksucker who fought for the Confederacy?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could have made, like, a decent spaghetti western here.
Whoa, that's a term I haven't heard in a long time.
Exactly, because Hollywood has forgotten how to make good movies.
I think Angelic doesn't even care about what's going on right now.
I just want to know what's going on right now.
Well, I'm sorry, Angelic, they don't have fucking comic books in that frozen hellhole called Canada because you'd burn them for fucking warmth.
Actually,
Yeah, man, I literally had to use old comic books that I never read to, like, stick inside my fucking computer's, like, coal stove so it would run longer.
If Canada is an oasis from
Well,
coffee,
okay, Angelic,
we go to Canada.
You'll be happy because here's my cheat on the list, here's my tie, and they're both movies you've probably heard of.
What's that?
And the reason this is a tie, because I honestly can't figure out which of these movies is worse. I honestly fucking can't. X-Men 3 and X-Men Wolverine Origins.
I'd say Wolverine is worse.
I saw previews for both of them, but I never actually saw the films themselves, so I can't really comment.
Okay, not only do they ruin Deadpool, but they ruin Gambit, they ruin the Blob, they ruin they ruin Professor Xavier, who is walking.
Okay.
And the X-Men First Class movie shows that he was disabled at the Cuban Missile Crisis.
X-Men 3 Last Stand ruins just as many characters, if not more. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Oh, wait, isn't that before he died? He's like, oh, the Juggernaut, bitch! And then he, like, crushed, and then his, like, skull collided with the wall.
Yep.
That was hilariously terrible.
And fucking, they ruined the Sentinels. What little they fucking showed. Like, oh my god, a Sentinel head!
I don't think they ever had Sentinels in the actual show, though, right?
It was a simulator in the movie.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, a Sentinel head. Holy shit, that'd be really cool.
And then Mystique lost her powers, and then Rogue totally goes back on the second movie and gets cured.
And they also fucked up the Phoenix storyline.
Why was Rogue cured? I don't know.
Because she doesn't like her powers, and she felt like she was going to drain she couldn't have a relationship with Bobby, the Iceman, and so she found out that the cure worked, and so she went down there and got her cure, and then Bobby's like, "Oh, you're disgusting! I can't believe you did that to yourself," and he leaves her.
Here's the thing, too.
And that was such...
Like, Rogue's never heard of, like, a full-body condom. Just get fucking Bobby Drake to wear a full-body condom. Boom, there, you can bone him.
And it's such a pivotal part of who she is as a character. It's just...
Yes, like, see, X-Men Last Stand, like, again, like, I can't figure out which of these are worse, so I'm just like, they're equally worse.
I mean, it's such a pivotal part. Like, okay, so her having, her not being able to touch someone is such a pivotal part of the character. When you take that away, you take away the essence of Rogue as a person and all of the struggles that she goes through. That's why she's such a tragic character, because of her inability to touch people, especially people she loves. It also makes her an interesting character, too. And it helps with her character development. But when you take away, like, her ability to touch, when you take that away from her and you take away her powers and leave her as a human being, then you really don't have that character. You just have some stuck-up bitch no one really likes.
Yeah, it's, ugh.
Now, Napalm, you said that the Phoenix storyline was ruined. How can you take a space entity that goes through space, lands on Earth, and inhabits Jean Grey, and make that fit in the setting and world they created for those movies?
You know how? You don't do it right after the fucking last movie. I liked X-Men too, but as soon as I saw the Phoenix at the end, I was like,
right.
God damn it. Like, and see, it's the same problem I'm having with Captain America Winter Soldier. I think that's going to be a good movie. I honestly do. But I really think they should have waited to bring back Bucky.
Okay, so I remember that kind of disappointed me too, as somebody who actually watched the cartoons, because I thought the Phoenix was a pretty cool character concept.
Yeah, so, like, you can do it. They've done it in fucking versions before. Like, again, the cartoon.
Like, instead, they just made her, like, apparently the Phoenix is some evil alternate personality, which sounds just as retarded, because, like, oh, aliens are unbelievable, but somebody who can fucking turn into people and fly with fucking angel wings, and some dude who can run through shit in a giant metallic suit. That's so much more believable. As is some old man who has power over fucking magnets and shit. Yeah, so much more believable than like a fucking alien from outer fucking space. Oh yeah. Truly, that is fucking more believable.
Here's actually something, though, I will say about X, because we've been bitching more about Last Stand, and it's something I'm thinking about here. Wolverine Origins could potentially be saved in a way. Because, hear me out. If everything is later on, like with like the new Wolverine movie coming out, like all the memories from Origin is just false. It's like those are actually his false memories. That could work. They could fix that. If like that would make that movie so much better. If like, oh, this is like because of Weapon X fucking with his brain. These are the horrible events he remembers.
Napalm, he wasn't even there when Professor Xavier got off of the plane.
Exactly. Do you remember like how fucked up Wolverine's memories are in the comics? Like he would totally remember shit he wasn't there for.
I like how no fucks were given about Cyclops after she fucking nuked the guy.
Yeah, well, nobody cares about Cyclops. The end. Like, there we go. That's how, like, you could say all about Cyclops, like, nobody cares.
Especially movie Cyclops.
That's because no time or attention was given to movie Cyclops.
So I'm kind of hesitant to move on because we're having a really good discussion here. Because, like, the next movie is going to be another one where it's like, I don't know anything about this one, Swamp Thing 2.
Wow.
I don't know anything about this one,
A movie about some dude who has vegetation growing out off of his dick, or rather out of his dick. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to hear about.
That's not like the whole movie, Galen.
Yeah, it's about vegetation growing on his dick. I remember that shit.
No, it's about like a fucking dude who's a plant thing. Swamp Thing, if you will.
Yeah.
So like Troll 2?
Yeah,
but
it's
like
exactly like Troll 2. It is exactly
and the first,
like Troll.
Like the first one is like Yeah, it wasn't that good, but it was okay. It was like a fun little campy little like, oh, he's a Swamp Thing and he wants to get revenge, but he's also human, so it's kind of like you got some Beauty and the Beast vibes there. Swamp Thing 2 just like, you could tell they were like, okay, let's make a new one. Like they saw how surprisingly successful that movie was, so they were like, let's make a movie in half the fucking time with half the budget. Go.
Didn't the first one have John Carpenter's wife in it as the love interest? Yeah. All right. So that I remember seeing that one as a kid.
Yeah, like the first one has some really decent fucking camp value. Like the second one is just, it's bland. The costume is like dry rotted. It's almost, you could tell they used the same costume from the first one, where it had dry rotted from being in water and shit.
Like,
It's
wow.
hysterical.
Like, that's funny. My costume smells moldy. I wonder what that's from. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, like, just, look.
There are no redeeming values to this.
And they're also, like, the first one had, like, it didn't have many, but it had a couple of, decent action scenes. Like the whole thing at the beginning with his origin, which they fucking just took and reused for the second movie for the first 10 minutes, was like, this is how he became Swamp Thing. Now, here's the next movie. Swamp Thing 2 was awful.
Swamp Thing as a concept is awful.
But not as awful as the next movie, Steel. Like, look, Shaquille O'Neal, I get it. You like Superman, I get it. Like, I like a lot of superheroes, but, like, I don't think I should be cast as them.
I think you'd make a good Deadpool.
I'm way too fat to be Deadpool, let's be completely honest. Personality-wise, I probably would make a really good Deadpool, because, like, I totally could just swing in to be like, hey, let's talk about, like, fucking animal dicks for no reason. Did you know the echidna has a 5-headed penis?
I like how that's exactly where this fucking conversation goes, too.
I want to be fucking Deadpool.
But yeah, like, Steel is just like one, Shaquille O'Neal fucking just is horrible as an actor. He has no personality whatsoever.
All he can do is smile.
Yeah, smile and kind of use his frowny face. Like, this is you can't see it, but he go look up fucking clips from Steel or Shazam. Like, when he's supposed to be serious, he just has, like, this one fucking frowny face. It looks like it looks like the anthropomorphized version of the look a dog gives you when they know they've done wrong. Also, like, again, with, like, the same thing with Swamp Thing 2, the fucking costume in this movie sucked. Like, I get it. You can't fucking put him in armor, in actual steel armor, but could you at least fucking put some chrome fucking paint on it so it actually looks like metal and not fucking rubber?
I was actually a little surprised when I found out that he had supervillains. I didn't think he had villains. I just thought he was.
Oh yeah, Steel's got a couple, and like Steel's a pretty good character in the comics, but the problem, like the thing with Steel, he's a good supporting character. He's not really somebody who's like, who could really headline their own book, but he's like a great character to throw in as the supporting cast in another book or like in a teen book or something.
Like, hey, my name is Steel. I'm Iron Man's house nigga. How y'all doing?
Well, they actually, and he, like, the one time Steel was actually very interesting was when they gave him, like, actual superpowers, when his skin was actually, like, steel, and he could throw molten fucking steel off of him at people.
And he wasn't, Iron Man's house nigger? I'm sorry, Negro?
Well, he's not really, like, yeah, he's got, like, a powered suit. But, like, he doesn't use, like, repulsors and rays like Iron Man does. Steel's more of a close-up combatant than Iron Man is.
He's basically a guy in an iron outfit that has a mallet. Sorry, an iron mallet.
Which can do things. Like, it's got, like, little doohickeys it has in it. Like, so, again, like, Steele's not a bad character. It's just, he really isn't a character who should headline a movie.
Who should headline a movie then, Matt?
Honestly, if you wanted to go black character, Cyborg would have been a much better pick.
What, like from Teen? Okay, you know what? Don't watch comic books, so the only Cyborg I know who you're talking about. Don't watch. Don't read comic books, so the only person I know who you're talking about is fucking Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Well, like, he was a good character in that. Like, you can totally make a cool little, like, fucking movie about him. Jon Stewart, the Black Green Lantern, he would have been a great black character to headline a movie. Hell, even Black Lightning / fucking Black Volt from fucking Super Friends would have made a better fucking headliner for a black superhero movie. And that's just DC Comics. Like, Marvel, it's like fucking, you know, Blade. Look at Blade. Like, he's actually interested.
You know they made a TV show, right, Matt?
I haven't watched that yet. I keep meaning to, but, like...
Don't.
Oh, you saw it? Tell us a little bit about it, Darth.
It's awful. That's all I can say about it.
Okay, like, awful
Abby showed up.
Really a good descriptor, bro.
Hey, Abby. So, just so you popped in, we're actually recording something. I decided to do my top 10 worst superhero movies as, like, on Skype, like I did my high-class gaming thing.
Uh-huh.
So, next up is fucking the Red Brown Captain America. The first one. And both are equally bad. Like, Darth remembers a lot more about the second one than I do.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the thing about the first one is they fucked up Red Skull.
They really fucked up everything, Napalm.
Yeah. And, like, having his shield be the wind guard on his motorcycle, who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Like, I can accept him, like, going, okay, I'm gonna use my motorcycle helmet as my Captain America helmet, I'm gonna put wings on it. Like, that I'm like, okay, whatever. But, like, the fucking wind guard of your fucking stupid motorcycle, that's fucking stupid. So, yeah, those movies were bad. But again, like, and the reason it doesn't break into my top 5 is because, like, it was made during a time when it's like, look, the best superhero movie was, like, fucking Dolph Lundgren's fucking Punisher from Marvel. Like, Marvel movies were not, like, the highlight of fucking shit until very recently. And with that, I'm going into my top 5.
Didn't they make a new Punisher movie?
Yeah, and they're okay. Like, the reason Punisher Warzone and the Tom Jane Punisher movie aren't on here is because they're good for what they are. And, like, the Tom Jane one, like, that one's actually pretty decent if you watch the director's cut. And that's actually the reason Daredevil's not on here. But something related to Daredevil is on here, Electra.
The hell is Electra?
That ninja.
The chick with the katana, I remember her.
Yeah, so, and in the comics, again, she's an interesting character, but, like, they're just like, oh no, let's make a Kill Bill ripoff, but not make it interesting.
Wait, wasn't Daredevil in that movie too?
No.
It was a offshoot from Daredevil, because she was in the Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
I think they might have had a flashback at the beginning, which showed clips from the Daredevil movie, but that was the extent of Daredevil being in that movie, even if that happened. Because, like, this is another movie, like Jonah Hex. I have not seen it since I saw it in theaters, because I was like, fuck that shit. That movie is awful. I mean, So, anybody? The only one who saw Electra.
I saw
a part of it and it was too bad to watch. So.
I mean, it was like, wasn't it like White Ninja Chick or something? I don't remember.
It was Jennifer Garner. And she wears a red suit, and she's basically, it was trying to be La Femme Nikita times Kill Bill, and it was just not.
Yeah, but PG-13.
Yeah, it was just not good.
So, like, yeah, it's like, oh man, we're gonna see some really cool ninja fights. And it's like, oh, they gotta cut away whenever there's gonna be blood.
And then plus, they had those spiritual ninja things that she had to fight. Those were her monsters. Like, was it it was really weird. It was like the 13 spiritual ninja things.
The 13 ghosts. So she fought the 13 ghosts.
It was like it was trying to kind of play on a lot of the Asian martial arts with the mysticism and stuff, and it was just so many special effects. It was just bad.
Alright, so next one, and this is what I'm gonna bitch about a lot. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. Oh, this was me in the theaters when the opening scene was happening, when they had the young Johnny Blaze, and I was like, man, this guy's kinda good. Like, I wonder how they're gonna transition from him to older Nick Cage, and they show a picture of Johnny Blaze, like, doing a stunt, and he hits the wall, and they take off his helmet, and that's literally the first time you fucking see Nick Cage as Johnny Blaze, and I just yell out, I'm like, oh my god, that wall aged him 50 years! It's like such, and that's how the movie starts. There's two types of Nicolas Cage movies, right? There's crazy Nicolas Cage from movies like Drive Angry, which is awesomely bad.
And The Wicker Man.
Then there's, and Wicker Man. And then there's subdued, horrible Nick Cage from things like Sorcerer's Apprentice. Boring, dull, tedious. This was that Nicolas Cage. And in the second movie, you got crazy Nicolas Cage, so that at least, even though that movie, and also he's fighting other fucking demons at least in the second one. Like, in this one, he's just fighting dudes. It's like, oh my god, the guy's shadow is fucking Satan. Ooh, spooky. The final boss, the final monster of the movie is is this pretty boy, and he's got red eyes, and his mouth is fucked up. His mouth looks like, remember the Mummy from Brendan Fraser's Mummy, when his mouth goes all weird when he confronts them in Cairo?
I thought,
that's what it looked like.
I thought in the first movie he fought Blackheart, or was that the second one?
Yeah, Blackheart. Remember how cool Blackheart was from fucking Marvel vs. Capcom?
That's how come I didn't want to watch the movie, because they destroyed Blackheart by making him retarded.
Also, he fights these 4 demon dudes, which by demon dudes is we're gonna put horrible effects over them to simulate elements. So this guy looks dirty. He's an earth elemental.
I thought they'd say Arab at first, honestly. That's just kind of
one of the things that pissed me off about that movie was the jelly beans.
And then Dove comes out of nowhere with something
I don't even remember the jelly beans.
Nicolas Cage was supposedly in Ghost Rider. Nicolas Cage was supposed to be a heavy drinker. That was Johnny Blaze's character. But Nicolas Cage didn't want to drink because he thought this was going to be a kids movie. So
it's about a fucking demon from hell. How can it be a kids movie?
Hold on. He then said, the director finally bent down. He's like, "Okay, Nick, what do you want to do?" He's like, "How about instead of him drinking, we'll take my character will take martini glasses and pour multicolored jelly beans, and he'll drink them out of the glass as a way to simulate drinking."
Oh my god!
You don't remember that scene? That's after he jumps the 10 Blackhawks, crashes his bike, slams into the wall, and just walks out. He goes to his trailer, grabs this martini shaker, I think, and pours into the martini glass, and it's red and yellow jelly beans. And then he sits down and watches the news and just pours the glass and starts chewing the jelly beans as he's pouring them into his mouth. And I sat there in the theater what the fuck is this?
I fucking must have blocked that out like a repressed childhood memory. Because I was too mad about, like, and also, like, the thing that was wasted in this movie was, like, the older Ghost Rider. The dude from The Big Lebowski. Fucking, I can't remember his name right now, even though he's a great actor. That guy. He was fucking awesome. He would have been a great fucking thing in, like, another good movie. So anyways.
Okay.
So top 3 now.
Wait, I have one question about the martini thing. So wait, but it doesn't really matter though because it's still a wine glass. So even if you were to replace them with jelly beans, children would still see the bottle of wine.
Yeah, that's actually worse.
So
thank you, Kalins. Nicolas Cage is part of the reason childhood alcoholism exists.
Nicolas Cage is a part of the reason why retardation exists amongst adults.
So,
in such heavy numbers.
So, coming up, top 3, Fantastic Four 2. Like, the first movie, yeah, that movie was bad, but, like, at the time, it wasn't bad.
Are you talking about the 2005 one?
Yeah, like...
Dude, Doctor Doom... Look,
I'll give you, they did... Doctor Doom was kind of shit. But
shit.
Like, here's the thing. Again, at the time, you have to remember, 2005, this is before Iron Man. This is before Iron Man came and saved us Marvel fans from horrible movies. Somewhat. Like, this was before all that. Like, so, Fantastic Four was decent at the time. Because, like, the dude they cast as the Thing was fucking spot on. Chris Evans as fucking Johnny Storm was awesome, which is why they brought him back for fucking Captain America. Like, there's good things, at least in the first one, but, like, those things, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give the second one some leeway because they brought back the fucking actors from the first one. They did the barest minimum fucking thing you do with a fucking sequel. Like, the second one, and, like, here's the thing. As much as they fucked up Doctor Doom in the first one, they fucked up Galactus more in the second one.
Galactus was a giant space worm.
He's a giant space fart. He's a giant space fart that had a fucking tapeworm in it.
I think Darth said space worm and Matt saying space fart, so what are we going with?
I said space cloud.
Okay.
He's like a nebula.
Okay.
Well, he had, like, the worm thing, which was, like, in my guess, was supposed to be part of his world ship.
Hey, why didn't they just show his world ship, then?
Well, they probably didn't have a world ship. They were probably like, shit, how are we gonna have the giant space cloud eat? Because it's a fucking cloud. It can't fucking eat. Let's give it a worm. Worms are parasites, right?
Okay, Napalm. Do you think the movie would have been better if they had Galactus as he is in the comics with the giant pink helmet?
No. Like, nothing would have saved that movie, because it's like, why is the government trusting Dr. Doom? Did they forget what he fucking did? He terrorized fucking Manhattan. He tried to kill people.
Because he didn't have his powers anymore, remember?
And, you know what I would have done? It was like the second Dr. Doom lost his powers, I would have shot him in the fucking head as the government. It's like, oh good, we can execute you now. Have fun facing the firing squad, you traitorous fucking twat. And also, how did, like, again, he was fucking fused solid from the last one when he got struck by all that electricity and fire and shit. Like,
I thought he was just superheated.
I forget what happened. I think they electrocuted him and hit him with fire.
And then
No. They made that fire tornado. Johnny burned hot and he spun around, and then Susan fucking made that shield so you could, like, so it didn't burn anybody else. And then she, like, enveloped it around him into a dome.
See, I'm remembering electricity somewhere.
So he was fused into a dome?
No, like, he got so hot because he was, like, he turned into, like, this metal, instead of being, like, he wears armor or anything like that, they had to make him, like, he's transformed, his skin's turning into this metallic, metallic biological thing. And the electricity napalm was what he could do. Because when he started, because when he tries to reach for something, he, like, shorts out the bathroom. And so, like, that was his powers. It wasn't even magic, which sucks, because that's what Dr. Doom could do.
Well, to be fair, Dr. Doom didn't get magic until later. He was more technology-based.
Well, in this movie, you can't go like, oh, he's electrical-based power.
And that's the thing. You know what would have been great with Dr. Doom in those movies? If they just, like, he got just fucked up. Like, he got the fucked up end of the fucking... Like, you've seen Venture Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Remember how they did the fucking Fantastic Four in that, where they had the dude
I love
just
that
a
scene.
giant
I love that
callus?
episode. Yep.
Have him be like that guy, where he's just like, he's all disfigured and shit. Like, he gets nothing beneficial from, like, the cosmic radiation. And then there's these four twats, and they get all this cool shit. He gets embittered, he puts on the fucking iron mask. Boom! You got fucking Dr. Doom.
See, now what I don't understand is he has the mask in his office, I think, or his boardroom. Wouldn't that have, like... I'm trying to remember what happens in the second movie, because the guy, I think he had, like, some cosmetic surgeon or whatever, cut the helmet off. I think he cut the helmet off.
And that's why you can see his human face?
Yeah, and he kind of looks like Emperor Palpatine, but with, like, chunks of metal in him. But wouldn't, like, Johnny's firestorm have burned out his eyes?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Wouldn't, like, his tongue be fused to the bottom of his jaw? Wouldn't his eyes be just, like, fused in the sockets? Like, he should have been fucked up just from the fire alone. Like, the second he lost his metallic powers, he should have, like, he should have been like the Thing at the end of, like, I have no mouth, yet I must scream.
Wait, wouldn't his lungs would have been burned from just inhaling all that incredibly hot air?
So, yeah, like, again, and also, like, the same thing happened with Fantastic Four 2 that happened with Swamp Thing 2. Tying it all together! Like, they saw, like, how semi-successful Fantastic Four was, and they're like, we gotta make another one in half the time with half the budget.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. What exactly happened how did he lose his powers?
He finds Silver Surfer and where he's going to go next.
Silver Surfer. In the first movie, how did?
Oh, in the first movie, he's on the space station and he's trying to sweet talk Susan Storm, and Richards and Ben are fixing, I think, a relay dish. And no, Ben went out into space to fix the relay dish, and meanwhile Johnny's doing something. Reed Richards is watching Ben's progress. And meanwhile, on the observation deck, there's Susan and Doom. And so he's flirting with her. He's like, I can give you whatever you want. And then that storm comes, and it hits the observation deck. It hits Ben and all them. And so a chunk, from what they said in the movie...
Also, here's the thing, too. It
how
makes
he
no
does
sense.
Metallic abilities was...
It makes no sense
the
that,
shielding.
like... Wait,
hold on.
It makes no sense, because, like, here's one thing. Ben gets turned into the Rock because he's outside, so thus they're like, okay, he gets exposed to more of it. Then why does Victor Von Doom get turned into metal?
Because they explained that the shielding that he was trying to put down in the observation deck fused to his skin. And the radiation from that kind of molecularly bonded it to his DNA. I don't know.
Shouldn't all of the Fantastic Four have fused with something? Shouldn't, instead of Ben Grimm turning into a rock thing, since spacesuits aren't made out of rock, he should have turned into some weird spacesuit fucking monster?
Well, I think that because, let's see, I don't know where Johnny was. I think he was behind shielding or whatever. Reed's was sitting at the door to the space, to the airlock.
I don't remember Johnny smoking a dupe, so I don't get where the fire comes from. You know what? You might be turning me around on, like, Fantastic Four 1 might be worse than fucking 2.
Well, think about it, Napalm. What happens with Johnny when he finds out his powers? Oh, I melt this giant area of snow and make it into a hot tub. You want to have sex with the
That's
chick that...
awesome. I would totally do that.
Well, you know what? That was awesome. And I would do that, and that's totally in character for Johnny Storm. So you know what? You brought me back around.
It's like, yeah.
Wait. Or how about the scene where... Wait, hold on. What about the scene where Reeds is in the bathroom and you see his arms stretched to grab toilet paper? That was a horrible joke.
Oh, he wouldn't. Like, come on. Like, okay, like the humor in there was dopey, but...
It might have been crude, but then it's actually somewhat realistic when you think about the shit you can do with, like, your powers.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, too, just like... Ugh. So let's move on. So, next, legendarily bad one here. Batman and Robin. A franchise killer.
Does it need to be... Do you need to state that it's a franchise killer, Napalm? It's like common knowledge.
It is. It's like...
Bat nipples, bat credit cards.
Yeah, well, and honestly, what can we really fucking say about this that hasn't been said already? Honestly, I should have put this in the honorable mentions, but it's so fucking goddamn bad. Like, I hate this fucking movie from every, like, perspective. Like, from a nostalgic perspective, I fucking hate this. From just, like, a grown-up perspective, I hate this. Like, this is just an all-around horrible, bad fucking movie. And seriously, Darth, you were talking about horrible comedy, like, Ice to Meet You. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
I will say this, I
That
liked
so
Arnold in that movie. Based on the only thing that's redeemable about that movie is that you get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger chew the scenery. That's my favorite part about that movie. That'll be the only reason why I watch that movie, or even look up anything on YouTube for it. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm not getting into my top one yet because I still want to talk about Batman and Robin here. But like top one is there's nothing redeemable about it. Like these ones I've stated, like there are some few redeeming qualities, like especially like the Red Brown Captain America, like where it's so bad it's fucking awesome in a way. But like yeah, Batman and Robin, like yeah, Schwarzenegger, yeah, he's fucking having fun. But like let's be honest, that doesn't save this movie on any fucking level. Like this movie started the cinematic tradition of fucking Bane being somebody's fucking bitch.
Wasn't his only line to say bomb once he put the bomb in place?
Bane fucking talked?
Yeah. He would bend over and put the bomb down and go, bomb, and then walk off.
I just remember Bane being like,
that reminds me of one of the Scooby-Doo monsters.
I think Poison Ivy controlled Bane, didn't she? Because she could control the venom.
Yeah, Poison Ivy. Yeah. Like, like, that movie was for the longest time, I was like, Uma Thurman, like, is a horrible actress. Until, like, Kill Bill came out. And I was like, hey, you know what? I was wrong. This is a horrible movie. Horribly directed. Like, fuck it. George Clooney was like, he is by far the worst Batman.
Nice to meet you.
Look-wise, I'm like, okay, he makes a good Bruce Wayne. Look-wise. And, like, real life, like, I would be like, hey, George Clooney would be like Bruce Wayne in real life. If there was, like, a real-life Bruce Wayne and a real-life Batman, he would be somebody like George Clooney. Because, like, seriously, think about it. George Clooney's the last motherfucker on the planet. You'd be like, he's Batman. He's totally fucking Batman. And that's why he, in my opinion, makes a decent Bruce Wayne. Because he's the last motherfucker. You'd be like, this guy's totally fucking Batman.
Hey, Paul, what did you, have you ever heard of, because of Batman and Robin's horrible box office, cash grab and the reviews.
Batman Forever.
Batman
Forever.
Triumphant. What do you think of Batman Triumphant if they had made it?
That would have been horrible. Like, let's get Howard Stern as the Scarecrow. Like, yeah, that totally.
And then they had the Joker return.
You know who would have been a great fucking Scarecrow?
Who?
Fucking the dude who did Freddy Krueger. Get somebody who does horror.
Okay, so in the first Dark Knight,
Robert Englund.
The first Dark Knight, I like the little cute British dude who did the Scarecrow.
Yeah, he was good, but he was wasted. He got beat up by by Katie Holmes. She looked like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey.
And you know what? Thank you, Caleb. You give me a fucking good thing to fucking, like, this is something else. I did not put any of the fucking shit Nolan Batman movies on this list. Because, again, I can separate my personal hatred for something from the big picture.
Those movies were terrible, though. They were
I know they were terrible, but they were beloved by both fans and critics alike. So I'm like, I know I have the minority opinion on those movies. But, like, even though they're not on these lists, like, don't fucking forget, I hate those movies, and to me, they are probably some of the worst fucking superhero movies ever fucking created, including Man of Steel.
Fucking libertarian propaganda, really.
Again, like, I defeated my fucking list. But you know what? Not really, because in my opinion.
And that's how this was started.
This is a clinical, analytical fucking look at this.
Yeah, because this conversation has been clinical as hell. Yeah.
Because let's be honest. Before I get into my number one, like, would you? Maybe not so much Kalen's, because he probably hasn't seen most of these, but Darth, you're a big comic guy. Would you agree with this list for the most part? As an analytical, like, survey of, like, the worst superhero movies ever.
Well, you haven't mentioned one of the movies I think is horrible.
Oh, like, okay, I've seen all of the movies that we've mentioned.
Okay. I'm probably confusing you with Angelic.
Like, every movie you mentioned, I've seen at least once or twice, and I liked Batman Forever.
Well, I didn't mean Batman Forever's not on here. Like, Batman Forever is like, that was the start of the decline of the series, but here's the thing. If you look at it, like, the start of the decline of, say, the Final Fantasy series was Final Fantasy 6 and 7. And those are two of the best games in the series.
I like 7. I didn't really like 6 as much, but I did like 7.
Yeah, but, like, those were the starts of, like, the creep that eventually came out in 8. And then they receded again in 9. And then they came back in full fucking swing in 10.
10 had a really fun battle system.
Yeah, it did. It really did. Like, I like 10 just from just gameplay. 10's fucking awesome. Story-wise, 10 is fucking garbage.
We need to make fun of Darth more in this.
But wait, I didn't hear Darth. What was your one that I haven't mentioned?
Begins with a C. Begins with cat. Ends with woman.
Oh, that's number 1.
Okay.
Catwoman is number 1 because, like I said, there is absolutely nothing redeemable in this movie. It's not even so bad it's fucking good. It's just, honestly, it's horrible to watch. It's
I have to say one thing, though. Okay, so...
It's not even, it's basically After fucking Earth. It's the same problem with After Earth. It's not even fun.
Black people?
No, not black people.
Black people.
I'm not my father, Kalins.
I can tell. I just noticed that you have a difficult time around us darkies, man.
How? Like, what?
This is awesome. That's what you get for fucking trolling me, motherfucker, in my fucking video you did with me.
Hey, Paul.
Start.
Did you know that Halle Berry went to the Razzies and actually blamed Warner Brothers for ruining her career?
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't hate this movie because of Halle Berry, because she went to the Razzies, she knew this was a piece of fucking garbage. She knew it. She was just like, hey, it's a fucking paycheck, whatever. So, like, but yeah, just like, there is not a goddamn fucking, like, the action in this is fucking horrible and muddy. The villains are fucking stupid. Their plan is fucking retarded.
Okay, one thing about the villain, though. She wasn't a comic book villain, right? She was just an original.
No, she was original. It's like,
original.
I'm just gonna, you know what? This makeup that fucking hurts people, you know, it melts fucking people's faces, but it also makes you super fucking strong and tough. But I can still die from a fall. So, man.
What I think happened was that the makeup, like, altered her body chemistry to where her skin was, like, super durable. I don't think she was super strong, she was just super durable, basically.
I think she had a little bit of super strength. Not like Superman's super strength, mind you.
Oh, because, yeah, that's true. She was actually really strong.
Yeah, I think I'm saying she was probably stronger than the average woman and even average man.
Yeah, she had some degree of superhuman strength, and, like, she definitely had super durability, but I think she had some degree of superhuman strength, too.
And again, like, another thing that bugged me, like, the one thing they're gonna take from, like, Catwoman, like, any version of the Catwoman, is, like, we're gonna take the retarded fucking origin from Batman Returns, where, like, cats fucking lick her. Like, that was stupid! Why can't she just be like, hey, I like stealing shit. I like stealing shit from rich people because rich people suck.
Why can't,
Make Catwoman like a female modern Robin Hood. Like, boom, you got a fucking decent movie there.
Remember the Penguin? This was from the one with the Penguin. That's the version they took from it, where she was like, she was this weirdo who had, like, doll houses and, like, pink shit in her room for some random reason, and then she, like, destroyed the doll house.
Also, she acts like a cat, like she's sniffing on fucking people and shit. And it's like, are you gonna go fucking, like, the full 9 yards? Is she gonna, like, piss on fucking people?
It's not as bad as the.
Is she not gonna flush her shit in the toilet because she's, like, showing fucking dominance? Because it's like, you don't show your shit, so I'm the fucking alpha cat bitch. I don't know what do you call a female cat? A cunt?
No, you don't call a female cat a cunt. You call.
Like I know you call a male cat a tom.
I don't think you call a female cat a cunt.
It would work. Tell me it wouldn't work for female cats if, like, the name was cunt.
Where the hell did this conversation even go? Like, I thought we were talking
female
about...
cat is called a Molly, Napalm.
That's retarded. So, like,
okay. Oh, yeah, because Tomcat isn't retarded.
Hey.
I don't even understand where this conversation
Tom from Tom and Jerry was awesome. So, yeah, like...
I saw the Lunatic.
Like, Catwoman, like, just, it's so fucking bad. And, like, again, like, I hate Superman. Like, I've expressed it so much. But, like, at least with Superman, I'm like, okay, Superman, Man of Steel, it had some nice moments. Like, as bad as fucking Paul Kent was, he did show love for Clark. Like, he wasn't a good mentor at all. And, like, the action's okay. It goes on for way too fucking goddamn long, but, like, it is very visually fucking cool and shit, so...
Okay, wait, I've gotta say...
One second, and there is sequel potential, like I said, because here's the thing. If you tie in, like, Superman's destruction, how fucking destructive he is into this movie, if you tie this into, like, Lex Luthor and make him be like, how can we fucking trust Superman? Like, seriously, look at this shit. Like, yeah, he killed fucking Zod, but Zod was here in the first place because of fucking Superman. And how did he solve the problem? He fucking destroyed our city and then killed him. Why didn't he kill him from the fucking start? I'm Lex Luthor. I'm for humanity.
Okay, I gotta say one thing. That movie, it made me laugh. It made me cry.
No, it fucking did.
It was amazing. It was
I'm gonna tell.
a masterpiece.
I'm gonna send a fucking PM to James, and I'm gonna tell him.
Callan, stop lying.
And not. It was.
You
You
are
are
fucking
trolling.
lying.
When I saw. What?
Calens.
Yes.
Calens.
Yes.
It's real time. Come on. Let's
Okay.
be real
Okay.
here.
Okay. Yes.
You did not like the shit parts of it you watched, and you stopped watching it because you're like, this is boring and it's not worth my time.
What I saw when I went to the movie originally, I was under the impression that it was a bad movie, and then I saw it, and I was just blown away. The action, the dialogue,
He's trolling.
You're a fucking liar.
the touching. It was touching. It was a touching. I'm not trolling. It was a touching movie.
You're laughing. You can hear it in your fucking voice.
No, I'm not. It was a touching movie. It was great. It was the type of Superman movie that this generation needs. It speaks to this generation.
Troll.
I'm not a
Don't
troll.
Pay no heed. Audience, pay no heed to what Callan is saying, because I already know he's trying not to laugh.
I'm not trolling. I'm 100% serious.
What's your favorite part, Calens?
The Dragonflies. No, the fight in the IHOP. That was pretty cool. And the Sears. Those were.
Oh, you mean the fucking when he punched Fiora into an IHOP and then he punched her out of the IHOP? Yeah, that was really breathtaking. It's like,
Yeah, it was.
this never since Citizen Kane have I ever been moved as much because of a cinematic experience. Like again, Calens, you are a fucking liar.
It did a really great job of putting real world elements into the movie so that you could feel as if you could relate to what was going
Look,
on.
I don't want to argue about Man of Steel here. This is a semi-defense of Man of Steel in a way. Like, come on.
I agree. It was a beautiful
Another
movie.
thing, if they work in the destruction of Metropolis into Batman's distrust of Superman, that would be good. So, as much as I didn't like this, I do say this is a better start for DC Cinematic Universe than, Green Lantern was. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, any final thoughts?
It was an amazing movie.
Not about fucking Man of Steel, Kale. It's about my fucking list.
Oh, I think Man of Steel should be at the top of your favorite movies list.
It's not.
What did you think of you didn't even mention Supergirl or Spawn.
Here's the reason. One, Spawn isn't that bad of a movie.
I mean, so this is my feelings about Spawn. Spawn was somewhat sort of true to the comic. I mean, and it wasn't absolutely terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't absolutely terrible. What did you dislike about Spawn? Darth, have you actually read the Spawn comics? Are you, familiar with them?
Yes, I have read the comics. I even watched all 3 Spawn movies.
There's
Movies.
3?
There's 2 animated. There are 2 animated movies.
Are you
didn't know that, did you?
No.
Didn't know that.
Are you talking about the TV series or?
Nope. The 3. I watched Spawn 3, and that's an animated movie.
No.
That sucked.
Wait, hold on. There was an animated series, and I believe there were 3 longish episodes that preceded it.
Hang on, I'll look it up. I remember. Spawn 3: Ultimate Battle.
Was this canon for the movie, the live action one, or were these standalone movies? Or were these movies that were separated from that?
I believe it's a sequel because I'm on IMDb right now. It says Spawn is still on his quest to return to his love, Wanda, but is still in trouble. And he's guided through it by...
Wow, that's a great fucking synopsis. It's Wanda's still on a quest, but he's in trouble! What a fucking nothing. That tells you nothing about the movie.
It's 150 minutes long, and it's got an NR. It's not rated.
It really doesn't tell you a lot about the movie, though, Darth.
Yeah, it's got a 6.8 on IMDb. And then Spawn 2, I forget.
Like, okay, we're not fucking IGN here. Like, 6.8 doesn't mean worst fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's horrible. Like,
it's got a 6. Like, you're in the minority opinion, just like I am with Man of Steel
and Darth, you say Darth, everything is horrible to you. That's horrible, and like you never. Really
it was made. It is no count. The Spawn movies. After watching them again when I was older, because I watched them as a kid. When I watched them again after reading horrible comics from the '90s and seeing like the awful dark age of comics, these movies are like the essence of what was wrong. There's nothing but swearing, pointless nudity. Pointless violence, horrible plot lines.
Someone's grandmother. There's nothing but swearing.
You know what? This explains a lot.
I'm sorry. I no longer regard Darth's opinion about anything. There's nothing but swearing.
I like the IHOP scene in Man of Steel. Yes, Nate. Yes, Callan. You have a better opinion because you like Man of Steel, even though
I do.
You didn't.
Indeed, I do. And your opinion about like what swearing?
Because I like Aliens, Alien. I like Predator. I like the Conan the Barbarian 80s movies. Because I like 80s movies and 70s and 60s movies and even 50s movies. I have no taste. I hate everything from the 90s and 2000s.
I think someone dropped like a few swear words in that Darth. You probably should stay away from him, Grandma.
No, the first opening scene of Spawn 3, I can remember clear as a bell because it's just two cops swearing. Like, half the words they say in a sentence is like, motherfucker, shit, cocksucker.
A lot of people talk that way. Why are you offended by that?
I'm not offended by it. It's just like, actually write something instead of just, we can't write a good script.
A lot of people fucking talk that way. It's relatable.
That's why I don't like Spawn. Spawn's just
because it's relatable. It actually has elements of how people.
Yes, because cops go around saying this cocksucking motherfucker died.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Like, that's what a cop.
It is what a cop would say. It is what a cop would say, bro. Like, those are relatable elements. I mean,
I can relate to that because I don't hear cops saying that. Every 5 words out of their mouth is some kind of curse word. Yeah.
I wasn't aware that you hung around cops.
I live in Massachusetts, where half the cops around here are
Darth. Okay.
You're a shut-in, bro.
I'm not a shut-in.
Please tell me. Please tell me we're recording, because I want to fucking smack Darth around.
Oh, she needs to be smacked around. I'm recording now. I'm recording the entire thing, man.
Okay, so it's still going?
Yep, it's still going. Right?
So, this totally explains why you hate fucking Toxic Avenger and thus all trauma movies. It's like, any movie that just has boobs and violence for no reason is horrible.
Darth can't, because Darth's a shut-in and he can't relate to anything that doesn't have this.
Wait,
how can I relate to a nerd who gets tossed into toxic waste, Callens? How can I relate to that? I fall in toxic waste and go, oh, I relate to that poor guy. No.
How do you relate to a nerd who fucking gets bitten by a radioactive spider?
Because he has to deal with real world problems, Napalm. Yeah. He has to get a job to pay. He has to find a place to live.
Oh my god!
Avenger is he wears a tutu and he beats up the bullies that threw him into toxic waste.
Okay. So
he's and Spider-Man didn't turn into a suicidal killer. Suicidal killer because he runs he gets hit by a truck. He rips people's heads off.
Okay.
He rips people's arms off. Spider-Man does that. Batman did that.
I think swinging for buildings and climbing up walls is a relatable thing to do because that's...
No. The human element of Spider-Man is relatable. Toxic Avenger has no human relatable qualities. He's a mutant who wears a tutu and has a mop, and he goes around killing people.
Wait, Caleb.
How is that relatable at all?
Okay, let's allow me. So you're saying, Darth, that bullying being bullied is not a relatable problem. So there you go, everybody. Darth fucking hates the bullied.
Darth hates movies. Darth hates anything that.
Also, Napalm, I guess bullies like to throw people into the street and run their heads over.
Well, you know what? That's what happens. Like, look, Columbine taught us a lesson. If people were less like you and they took to heart the lessons that Toxic Avenger taught us, you know, there'd be a lot less school students.
What were the lessons, Napalm? Please tell me. There's more than one. So
bullying begets bullying, right?
No, bullying begets murder because he kills him.
Exactly. There we go.
Okay, so the moral and the lesson that you just told me is not the moral and the lesson. It's bullying results in murder.
Have you never heard of a cautionary tale, Darth?
What would have been a better movie for a cautionary tale on bullying would have been if once they killed the kid and it was like an accident and they went to jail. That would have been a better cautionary tale.
Swearing out.
You know who else hates swearing? Fucking Happy Cabby. You're in good company there, George.
And you want to know who likes Man of Steel counts? Bionic Dance.
So I don't care about Bionic Dance. Like I'm not a part of the same crew that attacks Bionic Dance. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You yeah. I don't care about that shit. I don't say
you can withhold your crying and you can withhold your laughter when you were trying to defend Man of Steel.
So wait, what was the other one that you were mad at that I didn't include on the list? Spawn and what else?
Supergirl.
Well, here's the reason why I'm gonna actually rewatch a lot of those old Superman movies. Cause I've been saying I'd rather, but I haven't fucking watched Supergirl and Superman Returns and Superman 3.
You haven't watched Supergirl?
I have, but it's been years. So I'm I'm gonna rewatch and be like, yeah, I totally would rather rewatch these. Or, yeah, you know what? Actually, I'd rather rewatch Man of Steel other than Supergirl. See, I remember Supergirl just being really weird.
Yeah, she comes from that, I forgot the name of the Kryptonian city, but she exits that and comes out of the lake and proceeds to fly.
Yeah, that movie was weird. I mean, they did work in the modeled city of Kandor, so, you know.
Tank Girl was
they weren't even from Kandor.
Tank Girl was a comic book, too.
Oh, yeah, but, again, I would have put Tank Girl, if I remembered that movie, in the honorable mentions, because, again, she's not really a superhero.
Yeah.
And, again, Darth, there's a movie that would have been saved by a couple of boobs.
There's nothing redeemable about Tank Girl. I'm sorry. Tits would have made it mildly.
You know what? I know one.
I imagine Darth is a very sexually repressed gay man.
How am I sexually repressed? Because I don't like random nudity shots in movies.
Darth is totally not gay. He's asexual. He's like an evil. He's like the angels.
It's better to have a shitty. Hold on. You guys would rather watch shitty movies because there's maybe a flash of tit in it. There's some side boob. This movie's actually worth watching. Well, I'm I want a good story. Tits can be in it.
I like movies that have, actual dialogue and not fake fucking dialogue.
I watch shitty movies all the time.
Then Callis, why do you say that I like all 80s stuff? Half the shitty 80s movies are just tits and gratuitous violence.
Exactly. Then why do you 80s movies, Darth? That's not even half of them. That's 90% of the fucking 80s movies.
Yeah.
It's here's some tits, here's some violence.
I like Halloween. That had tits and violence in it. The original half of John Carpenter's horror movies had tits and ass and violence in them. I like the original Friday the 13th movie, though I think that was from the 70s, late 70s.
Then why are you such a fucking
By the
freak
way,
when it comes to swearing? Oh my god, swearing! Oh no!
this is
But
really
because
good.
Collins, you just said exactly what I was trying to defend. Good dialogue. But no, it's swearing every 5 words. There has to be a fuck shit because that's what grounds this dialogue in the real.
That's how I find that relatable. That's
So
how
I guess you can't relate to Citizen Kane because there's not one single swear in that movie.
You know what? I probably can't.
You can't relate to Iron Man. You can't relate to any kind of
I don't watch
comic movie because
Hey! Iron Man says hell and damn. So there you go.
I don't watch superhero movies though. I don't watch a lot of.
Watched Man of Steel.
Yeah, I did, and it was a breathtaking.
How many times did they swear in it?
It was a breathtaking experience.
Talents. How many times did they swear in it?
It's an exception to the rule, good sir.
No. You said you don't watch superhero movies. And you like dialogue that has swears in it.
Well,
Because
Felix, right there, that proves you're fucking lying because they actually do swear a couple of times. Yeah, it's hells and damns.
Doesn't he say motherfucker when he's punching Zod through the cornfield?
I wish he did. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, and they were flying through the cornfield, and like Zod was like Superman was flying Zod through a cornfield and punching him in the face repeatedly. And then they flew through a 7-Eleven, and Zod was on the grass
In the
and shit.
So yeah, Caleb, do you have any movies you're like you should have included this on the list?
Superhero related movies, right?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe including Darkman in this, but then I was like, Darkman again, he's not really a superhero. He's more just like, I'm a crazy scarred up guy who's gonna kill people.
What about the Phantom?
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that one, Kalen's. Oh, that's actually one that I'm like, shit, I should have included. I would have taken out like, shit, I should have included that. There's
the Phantom, the first Hulk movie, the one with the big budget that was really shitty.
Okay, here's why I didn't include the Ang Lee Hulk movie. Though that movie is bad, it's given me so much fucking joy over the years because of how fucking horrible it is, and Nick Nolte in that movie alone makes that a great dad. Just him not about anything and yelling about like, you're made of jellyfish!
Why was Abomination in the second Hulk movie anyway?
Basically,
they wanted him to actually fight something and not fight mutant poodles.
Yeah, in that movie, I forgot the soldier's name, but he takes the quote-unquote super soldier serum, which is a nod to Captain America and the Avengers. And so when he goes to this, I think it was a Virginia college, which was kind of like a bad move for the movie because there was that that college shooting in Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And so he runs up to like Hulk and he pretty much does superhero things. He like slides between his legs, he dodges him. He leaps over him and he's shooting him. And then he gets too cocky and he walks up to Hulk and he's like, "I'm better than you." And then Hulk just fucking kicks him and he goes flying, completely destroys his body. And so he like recovers from that. And then like later on in the movie,
they give him more of it, and I think they give him a dose of gamma radiation.
No. Later in the movie, he goes to finds that scientist, and he tells him to inject him with Banner's blood because the guy's like, this stuff will make you even stronger. And so he injects it into him, and then he starts mutating into the Abomination, and he knocks that guy over, and he cuts his head open, and some of the Bruce's blood gets into him, and his head starts moving, and that's how he becomes the Abomination.
Okay. He cuts his head. Can he control being the Abomination, or he's just like a walk?
No, he will forever be stuck as the Abomination. But he retains all his intelligence.
So what happens to him at the end of the movie anyway?
Doesn't Hulk not kill him?
No. he gets carted away by S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. has Abomination. So I guess on that note, like Caitlin's, Phantom was a good fucking pick. You know what else was horrible I should have included?
What's that?
Shadow.
What about the Spirit?
Fuck!
I like the Spirit.
Damn it, the Spirit was, oh my god, like,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
the
I like
Spirit.
the Spirit. Okay, hear me out before you both rip into me for liking the Spirit. I like the Spirit because I thought it was just really goofy. That's why I liked it, because I thought it was just really goofy over the top.
Oh, but Dorothy, you're such a prude.
Yeah, and you are a prude. And
You know what, looking at it now, I would totally take out probably Swamp Thing 2 and Crow 2 and put in the Spirit and fucking Phantom somewhere in there. I'd probably put Phantom tied with Shadow, because they're both bad.
Would you put Crow 2 and Swamp Thing 2 as honorable mentions?
Yeah, I'd probably move them down there. But, like, god damn it, fucking Spirit and Phantom. I fucking completely blocked out the Spirit. It was so fucking bad.
Tank Girl was pretty shitty, though.
Yeah, but, like,
But she's not a superhero. That we covered that.
And here's the other thing, too, and there is one redeemable factor about that movie. Hear me out.
What's that?
It is not the worst movie with giant humanoid kangaroo people in it.
What would be that movie?
Warriors of Virtue.
Was that a comic book movie?
No, that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoff.
Barbed Wire.
Oh yeah, but that's fun. That movie's fun bad though.
What about the new Punisher movie they made?
That one's good. Like the fight in that movie's like just awesome because of how fun brutal it is. And also it's a really fun fucked up movie. Tonally all over.
Alright, then what about Daredevil?
Again, Daredevil, like the theatrical was hard.
Okay, wait,
actually makes it pretty horrible.
Okay, say that over again.
The theatrical cut of it's pretty horrible, but like the director's cut makes it a decent movie.
Like, what is the director's cut clear up anyway, Matt?
It adds more to the subplot with Ludacris's character, like him being Matt Murdock's defendant. There's more stuff about Electra and Bullseye and Kingpin in there.
Oh wait, they elaborate more on Kingpin?
Yeah, there's more of a balance because like the theatrical cut of it's a really it's not very evenly toned. Like it's got some really fucking goofy parts in it, and then it's like, oh, Electra's been murdered.
And they don't really explain a lot. It's very vague on a lot of details.
Yeah, they explain most, if not everything, in the director's cut.
What about Superman Returns?
Again, I haven't seen that since I saw it in theaters. So, like, a lot of these other ones I have seen at least bits and pieces, but I haven't seen anything of Superman Returns since I saw it last. Like, even Electra, I've seen bits and pieces of it, like, on fucking FX. When they would be like, hey, we're gonna play Electra for 2 fucking days straight.
Well, if you get the chance, I can probably send you Spawn 2 and Spawn 3 if you want to watch them.
Okay. So
All right.
I guess on that note, we'll end this here.
Alright.
So,
Darth's a prude, and he's probably someone's grandmother.
Screw you, Counts.
Okay, Grandpa.
Hey, that makes me... I actually like that because I'm closer to McCoy.
Yeah, but McCoy wasn't a prude.